Hi, today we're going to be talking about the difference in replacement cost and actual cash value coverage on insurance policies and why it's crucial to know the difference and to know what's on your insurance policy. Why it matters so much is because you can have two people with the same house, same storm, same damage. One gets paid for a new roof, one gets a check for half of it. Here's the difference why. Today I'm going to go over 3 points as to what the differences are and why it matters so much. Point number 1 is going to be what is replacement cost. Replacement cost is the coverage that pays for something new. For instance, you might have a 10-year-old roof on your house and it costs $20,000 to replace that roof. With a replacement cost policy, there is no depreciation. There is no deduction for age. You will be written a check for the $20,000 minus your deductible on your insurance policy. Or in the case of personal property, you might have a couch that's worth $1,500 new, but it's 10 years old. If there were to be a fire and it was settled at replacement cost, you would be given the money for a similar couch new. You just pay your deductible and the company takes care of the rest. Point number 2, what is actual cash value? Actual cash value is the value of a piece of property minus the depreciation for the age. So for instance, if you have a 20-year-old roof that costs $20,000 new to replace and you have a storm come through and you turn in a claim, they would depreciate the value of that roof over the 20 years. So you might get half, you might get less. It just depends on a policy, and then you'd have that deductible subtracted from that. The same thing goes for personal property. You could have a couch that at one point you paid $1,500 for, and if it settles at actual cash value, if something were to happen, you would get the value of the couch minus the depreciation from the age. So that $1,500 couch, you might get a check for $400 or $500 for. Vehicles are always settled at actual cash value unless your policy specifically states otherwise. That's why gap insurance is so important on the auto insurance side if you have a newer vehicle that has some depreciation once you purchase it off the lot. So definitely make sure to check with your agent and see if that's on your insurance policy. Unfortunately, most people find out which they have at the time of a claim. So point number 3, why does actual cash value exist? The simple reason is price. Actual cash value policies overall are cheaper than replacement cost policies. Usually replacement cost endorsements on a homeowner's policy are a little bit additional premium per year to get that on your roof, on your personal property, and the same goes with the gap insurance on the auto. Sometimes actual cash value policies do make sense for people. You might have an old rental that you don't owe anything on, an old barn that you wouldn't mind losing, wouldn't replace, or an old vehicle that you have paid off that wouldn't cost very much to replace. Sometimes though, it's a trap to get you to buy cheaper insurance, whether it's your home having actual cash value, the personal property on your home, or not including gap coverage on your auto policy. Those will come down to having cheaper premiums, but it can cost you if a claim ever arises. So here's my recommendation. Check with your agent and ask, is my roof replacement cost or actual cash value? Ask about your personal property. Take a moment to see if your auto policy carries gap insurance. If you don't know who your agent is, that could be a problem. Your agency should be someplace you can actually call. So if you ever need to reach out to an agent that can help you out, feel free to reach out to us here at Bankers Agency Insurance anytime. Our number's below. My name's Mason Hayes. Thank you and have a great day.